Do you ever find yourself doing the same thing over and over again, only to find yourself doing the same thing over and over again? This is the tail of my lawn. It's always on the verge of dying, so I have to go out there and water it. But it's kind of large, so the thing takes about 20 to 30 minutes to water. It's a big fat waste of time. It's important, but what are you going to do? Attach a computer to your sprinkler system that automates the process of sprinkling, perhaps as you're sleeping at night? We are doing that today. I procrastinated on this long enough because it's a bit of an undertaking, and you know about those bit of undertakings. I'd rather have a smaller bit of a cup of joe and nothing else to do and watch YouTube videos. So today, it is the sprinkler system. Come on, let's trek through this together. I don't want to be alone. Things are different today. I hear every mother say, mother needs something today to calm her down. You're going to start by tapping a water source outside your house, like right here, and you're going to add an on and off valve to control that water. Then you cruise this pipe all the way out to your yard. So here's the part that's really exciting. And by really exciting, I mean not really exciting, but check it out. You go from threaded to smooth. Threaded to smooth. And from here on out, you could go PVC, and we're northern bound. This is going to be a super long video, so you might as well stop now and go find a short one. Like Friday by Rebecca Black is classic, and I think it clocks in at 3 minutes. Alright, so you're going to need a game plan. So measure out your yard to scale, transfer that all over into this paper, and this is what you'll use as you continue your project. Okay, in this yard there's a situation with a lot of incline up here, so I'm going to plant one sprinkler there, one there, and then probably one here that shoots off in this direction, and one here. If I'm going to be honest with you, the front yard controls one sprinkler that's already here, here, and here. So this is just an epic, humongous one. And then 3 little ones should be able to do this incline. And that's the plan. It's going to be fantastic. So I'm okay if I don't have perfection as long as I have fantastic. And that's what I'm going to get. So what you'll do first thing is purchase Command Central. I don't know what it's called, but ask the person at Home Depot, where can I get Command Central? It's this unit, and this sends out the messages to all the sergeants out in the field using this wiring. I had to get like 100 feet of this wiring because the sprinklers are way out away from where this thing is. So these are the sergeants. They're not actually called sergeants, but don't get all worked up about my poor terminology, because trust me, you're going to remember this forever. Plug this in, program it. Yeah, read your instruction manual and program it, because I'm not going to explain that part to you, because it's snoozer fest times 10. You'll program it to different times of the night and make sure you don't overlap any of those windows, because if 2 sets of sprinklers start going off, there's going to be a shortage in water pressure. And so it begins. That's right. So we are leaving Home Depot right now, never to return. Just kidding. Usually you start a project of some significance, you're back about 3 times that day. Might I emphasize, there's all my homies looking for work. I'm not bagging on them, but they got to show more diversity. Alright, so you're going to need a bunch of connectors. They come in all kinds of shapes and sizes. The elbow, the T, the slightly slanted one, PVC pipe, some Teflon tape, sprinklers of various forms that you've researched. Now I forgot to tell you there's a huge afternoon of manual labor involved. So get ready for that. These pipes have to go about a foot underground. So you dig the trenches and it's miserable. You get sweat dripping off your nose. It's hot. And then things start happening to you psychologically like, man, this is not why I went to school. I'm so ashamed. I should have a company do this. Look at you. The shame. You're voted most likely to succeed, remember? Now, you know what? You can hire a company so that you don't have to sweat and go through all that anguish. But how weak is that? Like one time I was helping set up chairs for the Easter sunrise service. And I was kind of pumped because, you know, free donuts, Jesus rose from the dead. So I'm like, let's do this. And then this big fat guy who's in charge of coordinating everything, he's like, I'm not setting up nothing. Been there, done that, you know what I'm saying? I was like, listen, you Harley riding fat guy. Actually, I didn't say nothing, but it was my first glimpse into someone whose ship stopped sailing. And your ship is not supposed to stop sailing until the Grim Reaper shows up and's like, let's go, G. Now, why didn't you set up chairs for Jesus? He's not going to be digging that. I was filming a funeral the other day and I caught wind that Walt Disney was buried just around the bend. So I had to go check it out. And I don't know why that's amazing to me, but it was amazing. And what's really interesting is if you put your ear to the ground, it's kind of crazy.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is your captain, and I'd like to welcome you aboard Flight 226. Looks like we'll be a little over 2 hours en route. We're currently cruising at an altitude of 35,000 feet.
You guys know the drill with this hot blue glue stuff. You just rub this stuff in a circle around the edge of this tip. Right? Press this one in really good. Make sure it ends up aiming the right direction. All right, so all of the pipe is laid out. Everything's glued together. Wiring is completed. You did a flush of the system, which means basically you turn the water on before the sprinkler heads were fastened, so it kind of vomits out any rust or dirt that's in the pipes. You're ready to turn this thing on. Okay, I'm going to run a test and pretend that 2 p.m. is 2 a.m. In a few moments, this amazing Titan Supreme Rainbird monster of a sprinkler system will go off. It has a 35-foot radius, so it could probably kill a small animal, but I believe it's going to do wonders for this desert of a backyard that I have. So I'm kind of pumped. I think what else is awesome is just the simplicity of grass and the fact that all it really needs to grow is water and sunshine. Have you ever thought about that? I know you have. Everybody thinks about that. But you know what? My friend, it reminds me of my friend. He's a DJ. He's like, hey man, my friends all moved to Baja so that they could surf all day. I said, that's cool. So what do they do for money? He's like, they work online a couple hours every afternoon doing some consulting or whatever gig they could get. I said, is that enough? He's like, you don't need a lot of money to live, bro. And it kind of blew my mind. I mean, he did smell of the weed, but a good point was made that day. And I also think I'm a wee bit too close to the Titan Supreme Rainbird monstrous thunder of the sea, monstrous thunder of the ocean, bum bum a loo lump a lump bum bump tutti fruit.